Are you concerned about CERN? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Soul Spa University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand. Today's episode, well, we are so excited to have you with us. You have no idea. To join us for this groundbreaking convo on the latest about what's going on truly at this moment at CERN. But first, please don't forget to like so I can keep putting out this content for you, subscribe so you won't miss out on being in our next conversation, and share for anyone else you know is interested in this topic or any of the other latest of our playlists. All right, Tommy. um, so I studied this for about 4 hours last night in terms of the latest going on over there at CERN, which for those of you that don't know is the Center of Nuclear Research in, I don't know, to be honest, I'm letting you guys know this is not a broadcast. Okay, this is not a news reporting. I'm just going to give you skim the latest on what I found out, and we're going to have a conversation about it, and you're included. I'm live in the chat right now if you want to ask me any questions, as well as your please live, comments, everything. Please, we want you in this conversation. Tommy, I found out some stuff about CERN. Okay.
No, they're covering something up.
What?
So they're covering something up.
I know every time I think of like us looking over at them being like, what are you guys doing? I just see them like, like
Just jamming like a freaking wormhole, freaking alien into a freaking suitcase and like nothing.
yeah, that's the least of it. Okay. We're going to start small here. And as it continues this conversation, you're going to realize the extent of what we're dealing with here. Okay. So, first, there were reports on huge lights that were illuminating the entire night sky over CERN. Then there were reports of like funnel like wind tornado tunnels coming from it. Okay. The latest is that there are actually beams getting beamed out from there that is breaking the time space barrier because they're quicker than the speed of light. Um, and Max Laughlin, who is a child genius, by the way, literally who's been right about everything, is now an inventor, physicist, go to his conferences. He is like beyond smarter than anyone I've ever seen. Okay. Literally has said that this has caused the Mandela effect, which if you guys want more on the Mandela effect, we have plenty of videos on it. And I've interviewed the expert on it and good friend, Cynthia Sue Larson. I still have another one to put out. So please explore my channel regarding that. And if you have any questions, please, we'll fill you in on everything regarding the Mandela effect. But basically what it is that it's pretty much evidence that we shifted into a parallel universe. And collectively, we all have one set of memories, supposedly for one universe. However, some of us from the other one or that remember the other one have a little bit of memories from that. So, Wikipedia, okay, is a little presumptuous with saying false memories. That's a little presumptuous. Although somebody that doesn't know they've shifted into another reality or not open to that, I would understand why they would say such a thing. But yes, everyone that studies and is involved in the more research into the Mandela effect, feels the same way, that this has been very presumptuous of Wikipedia to do so. And of course, for a while there, all the evidence was covered up regarding that. And don't forget the IMEC, International Mandela Effect Conference, that happens every month on YouTube. Cynthia Sue Larson is in it, as well as three other amazing people. So I would love to promote that any chance I get. But yes, can you believe these 4 revelations so far? And that's just what I'm covering right now. I would give you more details, but to be honest, I'm so over detailed with it that I don't even know where to begin, including the fact that pretty soon the Large Hadron Collider, which is already I hear some feedback in the other room, already 17 miles long underneath, okay, ground, right? In the future, they're making something called the FCC, which is going to be quadruple that size. So if we weren't scared before, and right before I let Tommy speak, I'm going to say one more thing. If anybody is at all actually concerned about this, please check out my video on how to handle your emotions regarding this entire thing, because I would never want to spread fear without having you. Okay, it's called Soul Spa University for a reason, not like horror show of the 2000s. All right, anyway, I'm getting right into it. If I didn't already put that video out, it will be out soon. Keep an eye for it, and always reach out to me. Okay, go ahead, Tommy. What do you think?
I see what you did there, concerned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know. It was a reach. Anyway, yeah, no, that's freaking crazy. Like, I don't understand why they felt this necessary. Like the thing that can create wormholes. Hey, let's leave it on our home planet, and like, oh, now we're building a bigger one. It's like do this in space where it's a little safer. But yeah, I've heard a few things on CERN's shenanigans. I did not hear about the lights and the wind and all that other nonsense going on. That's news to me. I read up a little bit on this Max Laughlin kid.
Oh,
He was 16 when he made the why don't I can't say something. He was 16 when he made the proclamation that yeah, them starting up the collider originally started pushing us into um, different universes, not different time, whatever. And it's not stopping, and it's something that people at CERN have figured out that it is happening, and they've been trying to like put the kibosh on, and they're trying to fix it, you know, quietly. This kid says that it's happening like it happened in the beginning, little by little, but now it's like it's escalating, and people are realizing like, or remembering, or forgetting, or like all kinds of things, like crazy, and it's true. It's I saw a bunch of different little things like the blue McDonald's thing, the blue McDonald's like logos, the blue stop signs, the what was it? What was it? Oh no, the McDonald's regular arch, fancy McDonald's. McDonald's has a lot to do with it for some strange reason. I guess.
this is interesting. Now, is this?
And
I want you to continue, but wait, may I just ask? Is this to do with the Mandela effect, or yeah, or is this like something branching off, or
has to do with the Mandela effect because this kid says that we're being pushed into like different parallel universes
right?
uh, constantly,
Yeah.
and it's starting to blur. And then there's also um, the physicists actually proved that, not proved, but theorized that there are multiple dimensions in parallel universes because of a light, I forgot that they found in space
Hmm.
that um, they consider to be our exact opposite, like us. It's like it's our parallel universe, but exact. And they're like, that's the case, and we could see that, but it's kind of blurred. Then what they said is like, it could be, you could just keep going, like just big old line of universe of the universe of the universe. It's us in another universe, uh, doing a different soul spa where I'm the one that's nice, and, and you're the one, and then it's like, and I'm like, welcome to Soul Universe Spa, University Spa, and you're like, let me tell you about the terrible things.
About the
um, the terrible thing.
what?
So it'd be the opposite of what it is.
In
Um,
fact, good idea. We should do an episode, parallel universe. Uh, what do you call it? Versions of us for Soul Spa. And if you guys are interested in that, we will do it for you. Go ahead.
So hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this kid is he's pretty smart. I mean, as a kid, he created a free energy machine for $15. He created this machine that just constantly produces free energy for smaller objects, flashlights, cell phones, video game, little handheld games, but for $15 as a kid.
Amazing. Good work on that, because I did learn this last night. But thank you for providing the words. Yes, yes.
Yeah. They call it the harvester. So I mean, he is now an adult, obviously, and he has his own, project and all these his own company, and he still, to this day, still says, "Listen, I was not, this is exactly what I theorized happened, and look at all the things that are popping up. Look at all the people that are like remembering things differently and forgetting things, and like the little like nuances that are happening."
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I've heard CERN does know about it and that they are trying to fix it, but no official word has been put out. The only thing is, actual like real like scientists and everything like got together and like, this stupid kid doesn't know about physics. I mean, listen to him. He's stupid. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening.
So he claims that CERN does know about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been trying to fix it.
And how does he know that?
Yeah, that I don't know. That
Like psychic or intuitive, or you think he knows as a fact, or
I, he theorized. He's not psychic. He theorized
mm-mm.
that's what's happening. Because how could they not? I mean, he went into some scientific thing about how because they were so close to to whatever happened, that they were like kind of put in some kind of bubble-ish situation where they remember, or they just figured it out. Way above my head for a 16-year-old.
No, I love it. I love
20.
it. He thinks they were put in a bubblish situation where they remember because they were so close to it. That's interesting. I'm thinking about that. I see. He said that?
But not exactly in those words. I'm just
It's
um,
interesting though, because that actually makes sense. Because I in my research last night, I did um there was somebody that works at CERN who's a really like really high up there, like astrophysicist or something, and she did claim something about like there are parallel universes, they do exist, it's at the outer edge of the bubble of this earth,
yeah,
something like that. So it's definitely something we're going to look into more.
yeah. Um, but I have no doubt that like when that thing started being created, I was like, oh, it's gonna do what? Oh, and then they're like, success! We've created a black hole on Earth.
Now
Welcome here.
did they admit to an actual black hole or no?
They said that they created a new kind of atom, a new kind of neutron, atom, some kind of space mumbo jumbo. That's something that I can't, and that they can create a black hole, or they created tiny little pinpricks of black holes that they destroyed, or something like that. But
They
it's
admitted to that?
scary.
Did they
Yeah.
admit to
Yes.
that? Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, because I did hear that they were the possibility of tiny black holes. Go ahead.
yeah. But it's like it's crazy scary. It's like these things. If you think about it, like as much as they like to freaking say that they know what they're talking about, in in actuality, they probably don't know enough. Not even close. So what this,
They obviously are doing this to learn and find out about things. So they obviously don't know everything, which is why they're doing it, you know?
yeah, but why test it on the world we live on? Like, go at, like, yet another reason why I think there's shenanigans going on the moon is like, hey, build a base on the moon. Go do it over there where it's a little safer.
We need
Why
our
so close to home?
we need our moon.
Yeah, but we also need the planet that gives us life.
Does it?
So,
Does it?
I mean, life is what it is. These days, life is what it is. But yeah, I've heard some stuff. I didn't know about the lights and the storm or wherever that was. Um, that place scares the bejesus out of me.
Well, also, yeah, now there's beams coming out that are faster than light. So it's going past the time-space barrier,
Yeah, I
which
don't
I'm
know if
sure
that's,
they'll deny soon. But
well, unless they could figure out what they're doing, like if they're like creating some kind of uh, I wouldn't see how, but creating some or why, like faster than light travel for us. But it's like,
yeah, I'm curious what they're really trying to do there. I'm all about research and learning and exploring. I'm just curious what they're doing. Like, what
yeah,
are their goals? And I want to know their real goals. I want to know what they're telling people, and I want to know, is it true?
yeah. Meanwhile, you actually get there and it's like, oh no, something's going wrong. Blah blah blah. And then you just look over and this little alien is like, blah, 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 just opens up a portal and starts, blah, blah, blah. You're like, no.
Wait, so this guy's an adult now, Max?
Yeah, he's like 20.
Okay, what is he doing now?
Same old, creating stuff, pissing off scientists.
Mm.
He just goes up there and a skateboard. He's like, "What's up, nerds?"
I would love to hear more from him. I'm gonna look him up on YouTube. It just sounds fascinating. You know, so he claims this caused Mandela effect. I'm curious, and if you don't know, it's totally fine. You're doing amazing. Like, do you remember hearing anything or him saying anything about? I know what dates and years the Hadron Collider started and stopped. Did he say anything about where it started the Mandela effect from there on out, or did it retrograde prior?
That I do not know. All I
You know
know is
what?
that it's been 4 years since he started saying all this. I think it was 4 years, maybe earlier. He looked super young when he was talking, so that I'm not 100% on.
So they first started the Large Hadron Collider in 2010, and I think they started creating it in 2008. And I think they had it running. They have it running for about 4 years, and then turn it off. I think they stopped, and then they go back on or whatever. But my thing is, it must have retrograded, change it. It didn't change time from then on out. It changed it from then on out, and also because we shifted into supposedly a parallel universe, everything prior, which is why people have memories of things that other people don't. Okay, so guys, just to shed a little more light, Berenstein Bears. How do you remember that being spelled? Well, look it up now. There's no evidence of that anymore. It's one thing to have a typo or have a manufacturer change something, but for there to be zero evidence of how you and most people remember things is what the Mandela effect is dealing with here. Okay, so Fruit of the Loom logo, how do you remember it? Do you remember it with a basket, a cornucopia, a this, that? Most people remember it a certain way. Think about it before I give you the answer. Okay, now look up how it really is. And there's no evidence for the way you probably remember it. And then researchers try to say, oh, well, it's just um, something about, oh, they just something about I don't know. And then that was tested out and asked to Europeans, and they had no idea what that even was, but they remember it a certain way, you know? So basically all these things are proven not right, that, you know, people are being skeptical saying, and hey, no one's right or wrong in terms of their memories of it. It's just very interesting. People remember things clear as day in terms of when Nelson Mandela passed on, and other people don't, you know, remember it a whole different way. But for there to be such a divide and such like clear, some people like swear up and down. And these are just commonalities that we're all picking up on now, thanks to the internet. However, this happens in people's individual daily lives on a basis, and they just dismiss it thinking it's their memory. Probably not your memory. And the Mandela effect is what's showing you that. In fact, on an upcoming, if not already aired episode, we have another parallel universe story that we are going to get into. Anyway, go ahead, Tommy. I think you were going to say something.
No. I was just listening, but I was like thinking, I was like, the hell did the Fruit of the Looms freaking logo look like? I could have swore it was in the cornucopia.
That it was in a cornucopia?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody remembers the cornucopia. Okay, now it's just a bunch of fruit.
Why?
Who's containing the fruit?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I mean, what kind of society are we living in? They're just wilding out.
yes.
Some
Yeah, no, I've like it's getting a little crazy out there with the people forgetting. Like, thank God like, other than the small things that you mentioned, they don't come up often. But I have no doubt that if this kid is right, that we will be seeing. I mean, but that's the thing though. It's like, how will we know? Like, it's for the majority of people, they'll think, like you said, they'll forget. But like the most, everybody will be like, you know, oh yeah, we've always had freaking green skin and ears coming out of the top of our head. It's like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what's so mind blowing about this topic, because I'm telling you, starting when they started this thing up again, I started getting signs from somebody from my past that I'm like, there's no way this person's thinking of me. There's just no way. But then through a lot of signs, like weird signs, like that person in their house has like, I had a stencil that I painted. It's like that's in their house. Like it's just, I'm telling you, and it's coming through a lot. And I'm like, there's no way this person's thinking of me. You know what it is we could have not, that doesn't make a difference, but you know what I'm saying, like we could have been married last week, me and this person, this whole time, say, you know what I mean, and now all of a sudden we all wake up in this other universe where we have this set of memories. So you're exactly right. How would we know? The only thing that's making us point otherwise are the stories we're reporting on this channel. Please check them out. There's a whole playlist on them, but also this Mandela effect, which of course we have many videos on, because collectively, how are 90 million people wrong? You know, like when they have such detailed memories that are everybody agrees on, you know, Darth Vader, you know, blank, I am your father. Everybody remembers, usually. Guys, fill in the blank, pause if you can, write down what you think. Now, when you restart the video,
Steve, I'm your it's like weird things now. It's getting out of hand.
yeah, well, most of us remember Luke, I am your father. Now it's no, I'm your father. Okay. Um, everybody remembers blank mirror on the wall from Snow White. Pause, write down what you think it is. Blank mirror on the wall. Most of us remember mirror, mirror on the wall. Now it's magic mirror. Okay. You know, these kids aren't going to know otherwise. But these are very blatant things, huh?
These kids don't know S anyway. But yeah, no, like I'm just waiting. I'm like, I can't wait to like remember something, and I'm like, wait a minute. Since when did I have four eyes?
Yeah, no, the other day I'm very close to somebody and I was like, you got like 4 or 5 kids, right? How do I ever forget the amount of kids this person has? Her and her family's on my fridge. Okay. Like, yes, 5. But I mean, really, that's insane for me. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like we think we have Alzheimer's or a concussion or whatever. Yeah. But also, parallel universe much? As crazy as it sounds, you know.
I mean, like I said, if this kid is right, and I doubt, like, I don't even know how these people would be able to get it under control if they could.
They probably can't, which is why
But
they're
if
not
he's
saying it.
right, then it's just going to speed up.
Huh?
It's going to speed up. It's going to speed up. It's just going to keep going and going. It's not, I don't see how the momentum would slow or anything like that, or how even the momentum of this would work. But yeah, it's just going to get crazier and crazier and crazier, where we're driving six-wheel cars on the other side of the road now in America, while over in England they're on the other side, and it's like it's gonna be some nuts stuff, and then we're just gonna chug along like it's no big deal, like, and then everybody else, some of the people will be like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. The Seinfeld effect is a thing. The Seinfeld, it's like, wait a minute, was it always called that? Was it always called that? So it's gonna get a little nuts,
Now, who said that?
I think.
You think that's what you think?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm like, speed up. Why? You might have a point. I was just curious where you're getting it from.
That's just my thought because of how little these things were, and then how quickly they're like more and more things are being remembered or forgotten. Like back in the 90s, nothing. CERN came around little by little. This just happened. This happened. This happened. This happened. So that's why, like, you can see that it's speeding up. You can see that there's more and more things popping up. It's not small little things like the Berenstain Bears anymore. Uh, so that's why I'm wondering when the actual big stuff is going to start happening. When we look up
Well,
and
it was
our
never
sky is like,
it was never just Berenstain Bears. It's that's an example of many other things. Everybody remembers the Monopoly guy a certain way, um, with a monocle. Now he doesn't have any. Apparently, never had a monocle. Okay, Curious George with his tail or not. I mean, these are crazy things. It's not
yeah,
about little examples. It's just a sign that this is the case. Maybe it's harder for someone to accept that their husband is a different person or whatever. Like maybe it's harder for someone to grasp that, but they'll start noticing weird things like that, and then they'll be like, that'll lead them into.
yeah. But that's what I'm like getting at. I'm like, it's a matter of time, only a matter of time before these things become much, much crazier, much bigger. Maybe we went to a war that demolished half our freaking country, or like
Yeah.
it's a little frightening. It's a little frightening.
Well, I think there are some that actually there are different timelines, and that's what's going on. We're jumping timelines now. There's some people that have evidence and remember there being all survivors on the Titanic.
Oof,
Yeah. So if you guys
that's
want me to
that's
cover
crazy.
that, I will. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is mind blowing. Don't forget, guys, if you want to know more about the Mandela Effect, I have plenty of videos on it. 3 interviewing Cynthia Sue Larson regarding alternate lives. I'm sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Another universe knocked on the door. This is now Muffin. You guys Muffin was always this way, right? Oh God, Zoom in this universe is
Oh,
making
muffin.
it off soon. Guys, remember Muffin, right? Muffin was always this.
Wait a minute. I thought muffin was white.
Oh God,
That's not muffin. It was white.
Muffin either.
What
Everyone
the
say
hell is that?
Muffin, the grand interrupter. What?
Oh no, the thing you're petting.
Okay. All right, guys. It's been a crazy hangout. So thank you guys. Please let us know what you think in the comments. We're covering this because it is a mind expanding, soul awakening, groundbreaking topic. That's what we cover here. If you want to join in on our next convo and informative on the latest podcast, please like so I can keep putting out this content for you. Subscribe so you won't miss out on the next one, and share for anyone else interested in anything to do with these things. Please check out all our playlists. It's literally anything from like an Oprah for your soul to the most interesting latest advancements in technology, and beyond that to angels and aliens and everything else that makes life real interesting and no one talks about in the elevator. All right, guys, love you all so very much, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.